You think the speed of light is just a number. But what if I told you it's not the fastest thing in the universe? It's the rule that tells the universe how time is allowed to move. If you try to go faster, time doesn't chase you. It breaks. And once you see why, you'll never look at space, motion, or even now the same way again. Right now, you are moving at the fastest speed the universe allows. Not in space, not in a rocket, but through time. Every second that passes, you travel 1 second into the future. That sounds obvious, almost boring, until you realize something strange. You are always moving at a fixed total speed through the universe. The only thing that changes is how that motion is divided between space and time. If you sit perfectly still, all of your motion goes into time. You age. You move forward into the future at full speed. But the moment you start moving through space, something else happens. Some of that motion is stolen from time. You don't move into the future as fast anymore. Your clock slows down. That's not a metaphor. That's not a trick of measurement. Time itself changes. This is where the speed of light stops being just a big number. 299,792, 458 meters per second isn't the fastest thing in the universe. It's something deeper. It's the conversion rate between space and time. It's the rule that decides how much motion can go into one versus the other. Think about that. The universe doesn't let you move faster than light because there isn't any motion left to give. If you tried to move through space at the speed of light, all of your motion would be used up. There would be nothing left for time. And when there is no motion through time, time stops. This is why light doesn't experience time. From a photon's perspective, the moment it is created and the moment it is absorbed are the same moment. No past, no future, just a single, frozen now, and this is why you can never catch up to it. As you go faster, the universe pushes back, not with friction, not with resistance, but with reality itself. Your mass increases, your clock slows, space in front of you compresses. Everything changes in exactly the right way to protect that one rule. Nothing with mass can reach the speed of light. But here's the part most people miss. The speed of light isn't about light. It would still exist even if the universe were completely dark. It's the speed of cause and effect, the fastest rate at which anything can influence anything else, the maximum speed at which now can move through reality. This is the hidden structure of the universe, not space, not time, but space-time, woven together, locked into a geometry that has a built-in limit. And once you see that, you realize something unsettling. You are not choosing whether you move at the speed of light. You already are. The only choice you ever get is whether that motion goes into space or into time. For most of human history, people thought light was instant. You open your eyes. You see. End of story. No travel. No delay. Just magic. Then a strange problem appeared in the sky. In the 1600s, astronomers were carefully tracking the moons of Jupiter. These tiny worlds orbiting a giant planet moved like clockwork. Predictable, precise, or at least they were supposed to be. But something was wrong. Sometimes the moons appeared early. Sometimes they appeared late. By minutes, not seconds, minutes. 8 minutes off schedule. At first it looked like Newton's laws had failed. Gravity was supposed to explain everything. The motion of apples, the motion of planets, the motion of moons. One law for the entire universe. So when the predictions didn't match the observations, there were only two options. Either the law of gravity was wrong, or something else was hiding in the measurement. One astronomer took a risk and asked a dangerous question. What if the moons aren't early or late at all? What if the light telling us where they are is slow? Think about what that means. When you look at Jupiter, you are not seeing it as it is. You are seeing it as it was. When Jupiter is closer to Earth, the light has less distance to travel. The moons appear on time. When Jupiter is farther away, The light takes longer. The moons appear late. The universe was playing a trick on human eyes. By measuring how much the moons were delayed, he didn't just fix Newton's predictions. He measured something no one had ever measured before: the speed of light, not in a lab, not with mirrors and clocks, but by watching shadows dance around a planet hundreds of millions of kilometers away. And once that number was known, everything changed. Because scientists started to notice something impossible. No matter how you move, light always moves at the same speed. Shine a flashlight while standing still. Measure the light. Same number. Shine a flashlight while riding a train. Measure the light. Same number. Ride the train faster. Faster. Almost as fast as light itself. Still the same number. This is where common sense breaks. If you throw a ball from a moving train, it goes faster than if you throw it while standing still. Speeds add. That's how the world works. But light refuses to play by that rule. And that refusal is the crack in reality. Because if the speed of light is the same for everyone, then something else must change instead. Not the light. You, your clocks, your rulers, your time, your space. And that is where the universe reveals its true shape. Imagine this: two people, two clocks, one beam of light. One person is standing still, the other is moving fast, so fast the world outside blurs into lines. They both press a button. A flash of light bounces between two mirrors, up and down, inside their clock. Every bounce is one tick of time. To the person standing still, their clock ticks normally. To the person moving, something impossible happens. The light doesn't go straight up and down anymore. From the outside, it moves in a zigzag path, longer than before. And if the light has to travel farther for each tick, then each tick must take more time. There is no escape from that logic. The moving clock runs slower, not because it is broken, not because of an illusion, but because time itself is moving differently for the person in motion. This is the moment where the universe stops being a stage and becomes part of the story. Speed doesn't just change how fast you move, it changes how fast you exist. Now take it further. If time slows down, something else must also change, because speed is distance divided by time. If time stretches, distance must shrink. So space contracts in the direction you move. Your ruler gets shorter. Your clock ticks slower. And all of this happens for one reason: to protect the speed of light. The universe will bend time. It will squeeze space. But it will not allow light to break its limit. This is why nothing with mass can ever reach the speed of light. The faster you go, the heavier you become, not in weight, but in resistance to change. Your inertia grows. It becomes harder and harder to push you faster. As you approach the speed of light, that resistance grows without limit. To reach light speed would require infinite energy, and infinite energy does not exist. So the universe builds a wall, not made of force, not made of matter, but made of geometry. Now here's the strange part. Light doesn't experience any of this. From a photon's point of view, time does not pass. It is created and destroyed in the same instant. No journey, no duration, no in-between. For light, the universe is frozen. This is why the speed of light isn't just fast. It's the border between happens and cannot happen, between cause and effect, between now and never. And once you see that, you realize something unsettling. You are not moving through space and time. You are moving through space-time, a single fabric woven together. When you stand still, all your motion goes into time. You move 1 second per second into the future. When you move through space, some of that motion is stolen from time. You trade future for distance, and there is a maximum trade, the speed of light. Cross that, and time itself would have to go backward, and the universe simply refuses. This is where the story stops being philosophical, Because the universe doesn't just whisper these ideas, it demonstrates them. Every day, high above your head, about 20,000 kilometers above Earth, satellites are racing through space at thousands of meters per second. They carry clocks, atomic clocks, so precise they lose less than a second in millions of years. Now here's the problem. Those clocks do not agree with the clocks on the ground. According to everything you just learned, they shouldn't. They are moving fast, so their time should slow down. They are also farther from Earth's mass, so gravity is weaker, which makes their time run faster. Two effects. Opposite directions. So what happens? We calculate both. And when engineers actually check, the satellites gain about 38 microseconds per day, compared to clocks on Earth. That number is not a guess. It is predicted before the satellite is even launched. And if we don't correct for it, your GPS would drift by kilometers in a single day. Every time your phone tells you where you are, it is quietly admitting something extraordinary. Time is not the same everywhere. Now let's go smaller, far smaller. High above the atmosphere, cosmic rays slam into Earth's sky and create tiny particles called muons. Muons are unstable. They decay in about 2 millionths of a second. At their speed, they should vanish long before they ever reach the ground. But they don't. They reach us. Why? From our perspective, their internal clocks run slow. From their perspective, the distance to the ground is shorter. Same phenomenon. Two descriptions, one reality. This isn't a thought experiment. You can build this in a lab. And people have. Now let's go even further. Particle accelerators. We take protons and electrons and push them faster and faster, closer and closer to the speed of light. And something strange happens. No matter how much energy we add, they refuse to cross that limit. They gain energy. They gain momentum. They gain resistance to being pushed. But they do not gain the last fraction of speed. The closer they get, the harder the universe pushes back. Exactly as the structure of space-time demands. This is not belief, this is measurement. So now we reach a quiet realization. The speed of light is not a rule written into the universe. It is the universe. It is the shape of cause and effect. It is the boundary of what can influence what. If something happens here, the speed of light defines how soon here can become there. Faster than that, and before and after lose their meaning. Now remember where this began. A number. 299,792, 458 meters per second. It looked like a measurement. It turned out to be a map of how space and time are stitched together. And once you see that, the universe stops feeling like a place you live in. It starts feeling like a rule you are part of. Up to this point, everything has sounded distant. Planets, photons, satellites, clocks in space. But now, this story turns toward you. You are not just watching space-time, you are inside it. Right now, you feel like there is a single moment called now. This instant, this breath, this frame of the universe, frozen in place while everything moves forward together. That feeling is powerful, and it is completely wrong, because now is not something the universe provides. It is something your brain invents. Let's do a simple experiment. Imagine a friend standing far away, moving toward you. You both look at the same flash of light in the sky. You say it happened now. Your friend says it happened now. It feels like you agree, but physics says you don't. If your friend is moving, even slightly, their now slices through the universe at a different angle than yours. Events you consider part of the future, they consider part of the present. Events you think already happened, they think haven't happened yet. This is not philosophy. This is math, and it has been tested. There is no universal clock ticking for everyone. There is no cosmic heartbeat keeping the universe in sync. Every object, every person, every particle carries its own time with it as it moves through space-time. The faster you move, the more your version of now tilts. This means something deeply unsettling. Somewhere in the universe, there are events that you call not yet, that are already now for someone else. And there are events you think are finished that are still happening right now from another point of view. The universe does not agree on what is present. So what is time, really? It is not a river flowing past you. It is not a universal timeline stretching from past to future. It is a personal path. You are moving through space-time the way a traveler moves through a landscape. The direction you take, the speed you move, determines which moments you pass through and which ones you don't. This is why the speed of light is the limit. It is not just stopping your spaceship. It is protecting the structure of cause and effect. If you could go faster than light, your path through space-time would tilt so far that before and after would swap places. Effects could happen before causes, messages could arrive before they were sent, the universe would break its own logic. So instead, space-time enforces a rule. No matter who you are, no matter how fast you go, you must move forward through time. There is no escape from that direction. And now, the strangest realization of all. The speed of light isn't just a number in a book. It is the line that separates what can be connected from what can never touch. It defines the edge of your reality. At this point, it's tempting to ask one last question. Why is the universe built this way? Why does space-time have a speed limit? Why do clocks slow down? Why does mass resist being pushed to the ultimate edge of motion? It feels like there should be a deeper layer, a final mechanism, a hidden engine behind the rules. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Physics does not promise comfort. It promises consistency. Everything you've seen so far, falling objects, orbiting moons, bending light, slowing clocks, and the speed of light as the boundary of cause and effect, comes from a single structure that never contradicts itself. You can test it, you can calculate with it, you can build technology on top of it, but when you ask what it is made of, the question stops working. Because explanation usually means reducing something to something simpler. And here there is nothing simpler underneath. Space-time is not sitting on top of a deeper machine that we can point to. It is the machine. This doesn't mean curiosity fails. It means curiosity changes shape. Instead of asking, what causes the universe to work this way, we ask, what must be true for this to work at all? And every time we push that question, we don't find a hidden lever. We find a deeper rule. Gravity becomes geometry. Motion becomes a path through structure. Time becomes something that depends on how you move, not something that flows on its own. The universe stops behaving like a story. It starts behaving like a system of relationships. And here's the quiet twist. You are not outside this system, trying to understand it from a safe distance. Your thoughts, your memories, your sense of now, all of it runs on the same rules. Your brain is a physical object moving through space-time, limited by the same speed of cause and effect as the stars and galaxies. The fact that you can even ask these questions is a consequence of those limits. So maybe the deepest answer is not a sentence, it's a situation. You are a pattern in the universe, trying to understand the structure that allows patterns to exist. The universe does not owe you a reason, but it does give you something just as powerful. The ability to explore, to test, to predict, and to keep pushing the boundary of what can be known. And every time you do, you are not just learning about the cosmos. You are watching the universe become aware of itself.